Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to License to View, a podcast on the internet where two best friends get together to talk about pop culture news. I am Jason. That's Zach. What's going on, man?
What's going on? You know, just another day
There,
full of pop culture news. Somehow it's coming back.
somehow, this is the first week in weeks where there's actually been like a decent bit of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Like the last couple weeks have been
There's like
so
one or two
bad,
stories here and there, but like, yeah, this is the first one where there's actually been like a decent amount of stuff coming up.
like
Yeah.
worthwhile stuff.
Hmm.
And we'll get to all that in a little bit. But
Yes.
before that, Zach, what have you been up to this week of quarantine of the C virus?
Of the C virus. Week 528 of the C virus. So I didn't do too much this week. Mostly, I watched a couple of things. I spent a lot of fucking time the past couple of days playing Assassin's Creed Origins,
Oh, okay.
which we talked about a little bit when we were playing Call of Duty. I jumped into Call of Duty too, but it hasn't captured me the same as like that launch month. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins. I like it a lot. I think there's definitely some things that I dislike about it compared to the old Assassin's Creed games. Because for me, I mean, the highlight of Assassin's Creed is like, I mean, 2, obviously, like all the Ezio stuff, and then Black Flag was probably like one of my favorite ones ever, which is just you being a fucking pirate, which is sick. Um, I actually didn't mind the American Revolution game, but I know it's not as solid as a lot of the other Assassin's
So
Creed games.
I will say this about Assassin's Creed. Because I mentioned last week that my girlfriend really loves Odyssey,
Yeah.
and has played the game like twice all the way through all the DLCs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I have never beat a single Assassin's Creed game.
I beat
Um,
them all up until Black Flag, and then I didn't play because after that was when they started going next gen, and that was when they did Unity and then the Syndicate, and I just
yeah.
I didn't have the system, and then like when I got the system, I was like, I don't really, because I'd heard terrible things about Unity, and then I heard Syndicate was kind of boring, and I was like, fuck it, and then
I mean,
Origins was the first one, yeah.
I really like when the first one came out. I bought it and I just ran around the world for a little bit, and I really
Yeah.
liked. I mean, it was a groundbreaking premise, like
Yeah.
open world, free running game, and the idea and the history of the game. I enjoy. Even now, I
Hmm.
still enjoy it. I hate all the animus stuff, but
Yeah.
like even when 2 came out, and then when what's the third one called, but not 3.
Um.
Like when
Oh,
it's
the
it's
third.
still it's still Ezio, but not it's not 3.
Fuck. What
Is
was
it
that one
Brotherhood or
called?
something or?
Brotherhood, yeah, because Brotherhood was the one where they introduced the actual like you're forming a brotherhood of assassins and all that kind of shit. Yeah,
Like I remember playing the first one and being like, okay, there's something here, but I really hated tracking missions. I hated
that shit was
stalking.
terrible. Those in the I think that started in like the second game. The terrible one was the eavesdropping shit, which I think they started
Hmm.
in like the second or the third game, where it was like you had to do the tracking and then you also had to be close enough to them so you could listen in, and I was like, that was a
Yeah,
fucking nightmare.
but I bought the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster.
Yeah.
I have it. I haven't played. I haven't even played it once.
It's
Um,
fun. I think honestly, I mean, the assassin character himself is like kind of boring and plain, which I think is one of a lot of the problems that a lot of people had with it because you play as his dad basically in Black Fat Flag, and his
yeah,
dad is super awesome. Is super or no, you play as his grandfather. His grandfather is a super awesome, compelling character, and then you get to the third, and then you go back and play the third game, and you're like, it's kind of boring. But he had a lot of the cool mechanics because he had the tomahawk shit, which was dope as fuck. And he was the first game where you did the rope darts where you could like be up in a tree and
right.
actually like hang people up to assassinate them, which I always thought was like the sickest shit ever. So
I really. I mean, I played Odyssey when I bought it. I first bought it, and the combat was so smooth, and the RPG elements were so nice, and
yeah.
it makes me feel like if I go back and try to play 3 or like Black Flag or something, I'm
Mm.
gonna be like, okay, this is so not refined or so different that I'm not going to enjoy it.
I could see that. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for me that, and I think one of my biggest complaints about Origins is the RPG stuff. Not exactly the gear and stuff like that, because I like the fact that you have all these different weapons you can choose from, and the customization for that is really great. I think one of the things that I hate does go into the RPG stuff though, where it's like because a lot of this thing is like one of the biggest complaints I have is that well, first of all, you can't just play the linear story, which I hate because that's like the reason I play Assassin's Creed game is to play the story, and it's like you can't do that in Origins, and I'm assuming Odyssey is the same way because all quests are based on a leveling system, and if you just play the linear story, you're not going to be a high enough level. So
Yeah.
it you actively have to do side quests to be able to actually play the linear story, which I find super annoying because it's like right now I'm like at the point where I'm probably like two or three like main quest missions away from completing the game. But right now it's like you can do it without getting to the high enough level, but it's like it ramps the difficulty up so hard where it's like it's not even worth it. It's easier to just do the side missions and level up like 2 levels to where it's like you're at like a normal like health and damage ratio, but
Well,
I might just speed through it because I just
in
don't care.
Odyssey, there's like a mechanic where they have like a bounty hunter on each island or whatever,
Hmm.
and the bounty hunter just roams the island. And if you start getting into shit,
Hmm.
the AI brings that bounty hunter to you to fight
Interesting.
you. So you have to fight it at some point, right?
Hmm.
So on the first island, which is all I ever really I played the first like two sections of the game, which is the very beginning.
Right.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna fight the guy. And
Yeah.
he was probably like 4 levels ahead of me, and it was impossible. Like it was
Yeah.
purely impossible, like to beat this guy. I mean, maybe if
They
I
do
just
so much damage, even if they're like 3 levels higher than you. It's like two
yeah.
hits, you're fucking dead.
And, I mean, and I get it. It does still give you that like. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's take forever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I tried doing it. And I'm like jumping through trees, and he's like climbing trees up after me. I'm like, okay, I can't. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna wait till I get to a higher level.
Yeah, so it's like so that part is kind of annoying, and then there's also the fact where it's like I mean one of the mainline things about Assassin's Creed is like using the hidden blade and being able to assassinate people, and I've heard that Odyssey has the same problem, and Valhalla apparently there was a news story that Valhalla is going to fix this problem, which I'm happy about, but hidden blade damage is like it's not like an instant kill. Like the damage is
Yeah.
scaled up, so you have to actively craft to like get to a higher damage. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm fucking stabbing a knife into somebody's neck. There shouldn't be a thing where it's like, oh, you don't die from my neck stab. Like, no, I'm stabbing you in the neck
But I
with a
do.
hidden
I mean,
blade.
I do like that the
Uh,
game is RPG in the sense you have skills. Like you
yeah, I
have
like that.
like abilities. Like you have combat ability. It's not just
Oh, I
I have
love the skill tree.
weapons
The
and
skill tree
stuff.
is fantastic. Yeah, I think the skill tree and I think the weapon variety is something that is really really strong in this game. I think there's a lot more stuff where it's like ramping up your damage and ramping up your health. Those crafting things that I think I find more tedious, and I don't think those are really aspects of the games that I don't really enjoy it much because that's one of the big things goes into because this is a similar problem that I have with games like Far Cry where it's like I have to spend like 5 hours like chasing around these different like animals and shit
Hmm.
to craft like more weapon capacity and stuff like that. And I was like, this is not fun. Like I would rather spend the time actually doing like main quest lines and shit that I find like actually fun than like doing this like tedious, boring shit of like tracking down some fucking antelope so I can carve off its skin and like be
Yeah.
able to carry like 2 more extra arrows.
I don't know. I like the idea of constantly crafting new weapons.
Hmm.
Like going to a blacksmith and like crafting the next level. I like that
Yeah,
because I think that makes the game because Assassin's Creed couldn't keep going the way it was, where it's just
yeah. It'll get
here's
super
here's a
stale. Yeah,
here's a sword, here's an axe, here's a pistol. I
yeah,
mean, okay, follow somebody, have some Batman Arkham Asylum fight, and
yeah,
then that's it. Like you had to add in Dark Soul slash action RPG elements to make the
yeah.
game franchise more compelling. And I think with what they're gonna do in Valhalla, I'm assuming from where Odyssey was at, I can only imagine like it being so much better because the
Hmm.
fight scene, the combat in Odyssey is so good
Yeah.
between like so if I'm fighting a boss,
Hmm.
I do the 300 Spartan kick
Yeah.
constantly, kick him away from me, and I have like poison arrows,
Yeah.
then I have like a fucking like fire defensive, like it's all these different things that make the game so much more interesting than just like, all right, I walk behind you and then I insta kill you with my
Hmm.
dagger. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think and even like there's even like combo moves you can do, like special like combat
Yeah.
whatever, and obviously against like a boss isn't not an insta kill, but on a majority of basic enemies, it's going to be an instant kill, generally
Right.
speaking. So I mean, I think majority for the most part, I enjoy the RPG part of it. I think I'm gonna excited to see where it's gonna go with Valhalla, what they're gonna change
Yeah.
or tweak. Because I think if you played Odyssey, all the clunky RPG stuff I think is way more refined
Okay.
in Odyssey. I think.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm definitely interested to try Odyssey. I think I'll definitely try to pick it up once I finish Origins because I'm pretty sure I can probably finish Origins in the next week, even if I just speed through it under leveled. Because I'm really sure I'm like only I'm pretty sure I'm like two or three like main quests away, so I probably could finish it in like the next week. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm definitely interested in trying Odyssey because that's an interesting, more compelling world to me. I mean, the Egyptian stuff's cool, but I've always liked Greek mythology better and like the Greek world better, and so that's a more compelling world to me by far. So I'm way more interested to like get into that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but so I was playing that, and then I was watching a couple things. Just a couple sitcoms, nothing too big. Watching Schitt's Creek, which is by Eugene Levy and his son Daniel Levy. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's a fun
No.
show. It's great. It's super fun. Basic premise is that Eugene Levy and his wife, I can't remember her name, but they're just this super rich family. And then in the very first episode, they basically lose all their money and have to move to the middle of nowhere. It's just like the fish out of water thing, bourgeois people trying to live with normal people. I don't know, super funny. I mean, it's mostly Eugene Levy and Daniel Levy make the show, and they produce it, and I'm pretty sure his son Daniel writes a lot of the episodes, and it's just very smart joke writing. I like it a lot, super fun. And then other than that, I think that was it for the most part. I don't know. I think I basically watched that. I watched The Other Guys with Marky Mark and
Oh, Will
Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell. It's still a solid movie. It's probably my
What
favorite
what
movie.
what is what is your stance on Will Ferrell?
I was talking to somebody else about this, and I think The Other Guys is like probably one of the last movies that I actually find him funny in. And I find him funny in it because, for the most part, he's actually kind of playing like the straight man to Mark Wahlberg's super like fucking violent PTSD cop. So I like that kind of bit. I mean, he still has like trademark Will Ferrell stuff that he does, but I like Will Ferrell more as a straight man, and he does that way more in this movie. Um, so yeah, I think this is like one of the last movies that I actually find him like enjoyable and funny in, and Mark Wahlberg's great in it. So
Because I feel like I've always been in the minority where I've never thought he was really funny. I never cared for his SNL stuff. I liked him in Old School.
yeah,
I think the first Anchorman is fine.
yeah,
I don't have some sort of like cult love for it like everyone else does in the world apparently.
yeah.
And then everything else he does, I don't care. I never cared about. What's the other one he does with Mark Wahlberg?
The Daddy's Home.
Don't give a shit about that.
Yeah,
Don't give a shit about Talladega Nights. Don't care about that.
you don't like no
Don't
Shake and Bake?
don't care about Step Brothers. I don't think those movies are funny.
Yeah,
There are definitely moments in them I think are funny, but like overall, I remember seeing them being like, all
yeah.
right. I mean, it's a movie, but to me, all Will
I
Ferrell
think
movies are the
Step
same.
Brothers is definitely a movie where it's like there are certain highlights that everybody points to, and then the rest of the movie is kind of like, eh.
I think, and even that movie to me, I only enjoyed it really more so because of John C. Riley.
Oh yeah,
I think he's funny, and then like, and even to me, like, and this is so not similar at all, but in my mind they look similar, which I'm sure people think it too. But like,
mm
to me, when I see John C. Riley, I immediately think of, what's his name from Eastbound and Down, and then
Oh,
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride.
I think
Yeah.
of Danny McBride, and they're not similar at all, but they kind of look similar, kind of.
Kind
And
of, yeah.
I think you know what, I'm gonna go watch a Danny McBride thing. And
Yeah.
I think Danny McBride is so much more funny than both those guys.
Yeah.
Even though John C. Riley used to be like did a lot of serious stuff I thought before.
He's had a mix because he goes back and forth between being in serious stuff and being in
Wasn't he in fucking Aliens?
comedies.
Wasn't he in
No, that's
Alien?
Danny McBride.
Danny
Alien
McBride
Covenant.
was in Alien. What's it called?
He was in
Resurrection.
Alien Covenant. Yeah.
Covenant. That's what it was. Yeah, the
Yeah.
most recent one, right?
Yeah. John C. Riley was in Chicago. He's been in some other like serious stuff too. Um, But he floats back and forth between like doing serious stuff and doing like comedy stuff.
Right. I hate Will Ferrell, man.
Yeah.
I think he's fucking annoying. I think his work is fucking annoying. Obviously, I don't know the man, but I think his movies are really not funny.
Yeah.
To me, this is gonna sound it's a pretentious comment, but to me, his comedy is so surface level bits.
Yeah.
Like I would rather I would rather watch a Mel Brooks movie or a
I love
Rob
Mel Brooks.
or like a Rob Reiner movie
Yeah.
any day. Like if you told me, hey, would you want to watch Talladega or watch like
So here's
Robin
the real
Hood
question
or
for
like
you
Men
then.
in Tights? I'm gonna watch Men in Tights or
So
Princess
here's the real
Diaries.
question for you then.
Princess Bride,
You,
excuse me.
would you rather watch a Will Ferrell movie or an Adam Sandler movie?
Depends on the era of Adam Sandler. What era is it? Because to me, they're both the same kind of comedian.
Mm, let's go height, Adam Sandler. Let's go like
Like late '90s, early 2000s.
yeah, like Happy Gilmore, that
So
era.
you're thinking of like Happy Gilmore, Waterboy,
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds,
Yeah.
like those that era.
I think Mr. Deeds is like the decline of the Adam Sandler era, but
Well, those were all three in a row. I feel like weren't
were
they?
they?
No, big. Oh, it was like Waterboy, um,
I can't
Happy
remember what it's called.
Gilmore.
The one where he's like a child.
That's Happy Gilmore. No,
No,
no
Billy
that
Madison.
Billy
Billy Madison.
Madison.
Yeah.
And then there's also Big Mr. Big Daddy,
Big. The Big Daddy is not him, is it?
Miss
Oh,
da-
it is
Mr.
Big Daddy.
Daddy.
Okay. Yeah. No, Big Daddy.
Yeah,
Big Daddy, the Wedding Sitter, Waterboy. Yeah.
those
Like
have
late
those
90s.
have to all be in like a span of like what 7 years.
They're all in the span of, well, all of the ones we just named are in the span of like 5 years.
There you
Because
go.
Billy Madison was 95 and then Big Daddy was 99. So,
So it's Billy Madison, Waterboy,
yeah.
and then what was after that?
Let's see. So we have Billy
Happy Gilmore.
Madison. Well, Happy Gilmore was after that. Waterboy wasn't until 98.
Okay,
And then Big Daddy. And then The Wedding Singer.
Mr. Deeds.
Uh, Lil Nicky. Uh,
Little Nicky was good.
let me see. Mr. Deeds was 2002. The Longest Yard. That's actually probably one of his.
I
I
think
actually really like the Longest
like
Yard.
if I had to watch like okay, hey Jason, you're in an infinite hell and you have to watch
Hmm.
either Talladega Nights forever
Yeah.
or fucking
Mr. Deeds.
like Billy Madison over and over again. I
Ugh.
pick Billy Madison because Billy Madison I watched a lot as a kid. I can quote a
Yeah.
lot of that movie. Also, he has Steve Buscemi in his movies.
Yeah.
I mean that's funny. Whereas like
Yeah.
to me, Will Ferrell and he plays characters really well, so he has a range.
Right.
But I know the movie going into it, which I know
I think
with
Will Ferrell used to play characters well, but I feel like now in most movies he's just Will Ferrell, which is not entertaining.
I think I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Well, what else have you been checking out?
I think that was it for the most part. That's basically all I've been really playing and watching. Not too much stuff going on.
All right. Well, I'm in a similar boat. All I started watching Hawaii Five O,
Okay.
the reboot because I might as well because I'm up to date with Magnum PI.
Yeah.
And then I'm catching up with the Dresden Files
Okay.
because the next book comes out in July, which is the
Okay.
first book in like I think 4 or 5 years. And then the next book after that comes out in September. So I'm trying to catch up so I can catch up to not be behind when the new book comes out. It's Dresden Files. It's super great. First person detective wizard stories. I think you would really like it, Zach. It's really great.
Yeah.
I'm on the book called Changes, which is like the big, like universe changing book of the series.
For
Where,
Dresden?
yeah, for Dresden,
Okay.
and it's like, it's funny. I think about like how when the series first starts out, it's all small stuff. Like he's a younger wizard. He's like 25 or whatever, and he has small magic. He's dealing with small stuff. And where I'm at currently, he's like fighting like vampire kings. Like it's like a huge.
What?
But in the book, I'm on book like 12, so it's like 12 years of time have gone by.
Okay.
So he's like 35 now. So of course he's been through some shit. He's a experienced wizard man. So it's great. I really love Dresden. And Jim Butcher's a really great writer. So I'm really happy to for that next book to come out. And then I watched two movies. One's really great.
Okay.
One's really bad.
Ooh, that's a good dichotomy.
Yeah. But they're both similar movies.
Okay.
The first thing I watched was good, which was Demolition Man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I
Fucking
think
Demolition Man,
I
baby.
think it's on Hulu, so I
Interesting.
wanted to
Okay.
watch it. I haven't seen it in a while, and it's still great.
Fucking Taco Bell, baby.
It's even funnier as an adult. Like I remember, I watched it so much as a kid, and then as an adult, I watch it. I just catch so much more of the jokes.
Yeah.
The Taco Bell stuff's all funny. You know, all the
Taco Bell
cursing's
stuff's funny. The radio station with the commercial jingles.
That's all funny. The cursing stuff, the Dennis.
The cursing stuff's great. Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt.
Fucking
Bratt?
Wesley Snipes, dude. Just Wesley Snipes through the whole movie is fucking hilarious.
You know, I didn't catch this as a kid because I didn't get it. Because when I was a kid, right, I didn't know I was Asian or biracial. I didn't know I was an Asian American, right? I just knew that I was a kid.
Right.
So the bit where Wesley Snipes or Phoenix goes to the museum to steal the guns, and he's looking at the little map to find out where the crime area is at. A bunch of Chinese kids walk by him, and he goes, "Jing dong ding 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 ding," and I didn't catch that as a kid. So when I'm watching it, they walk past him, and he goes, "Huh, ching dong ding ding," and he starts laughing, and I'm like, "The fuck, dude?" It was so random, but it makes me realize how good of an actor Wesley Snipes is for what he does.
Yeah.
Great movie. I mean, and it's such a not serious movie.
Yeah.
Like I didn't remember.
Well, it's it's got such an interesting premise, and then it kind of I don't know, it kind of just fades away, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, the whole idea of all right, well, we're going to destroy the cryo freeze at the end of the movie, so you can't go back in jail. But also, everyone we have is probably going to be dead. Yeah. So I mean, really, I don't get it. Also, 1996 is when it takes place. The beginning takes place, which is I'm assuming when the movie came out.
Right.
Excuse me. What kind of world did y'all fucking think we're living in, where it's one criminal's gonna take fucking Batman Arkham City?
Yeah.
You know, we're just gonna give you the entire fucking area of Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, it's fun. So I watched that, and then the movie that's bad, which I haven't seen in years as well.
Okay.
As a kid, I loved it. Or as a younger person, I love this movie.
Okay.
Which is not the first, but the Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
Oh yeah. I feel it. I remember there being some good parts in that movie.
No, there aren't any.
There aren't?
There aren't any. It's terrible.
Not even his fight against the Russian? I thought that was...
No, that fight sucked.
Oh. Well,
here's why it sucked. Because the atmosphere of what the Punisher is not even there at all. There's nothing about the Punisher or Frank Castle in that movie except for him wearing his skull. I mean, he looks great.
Yeah.
But he's an FBI agent undercover. Okay, why the fuck that's never Frank Castle?
Right.
He goes to the courthouse to see his old bosses, and he's tells them so why hasn't anyone been prosecuted by my family's death yet? And he just walks away. What the fuck? Just go kill people. Nothing about that movie. And and obviously they weren't gonna go super gory with the action, which I understand, because 4 years later they do Warzone, which is they fucking make it gory in Warzone.
Yeah.
But none of the movie tonally made sense. I mean, parts of it started to get there. When he kills at the very end of the movie, he kills John Travolta's other son with a grenade. Do you remember that scene?
Doesn't he make him hold the grenade or whatever, in his mouth or something like that?
Well, no. So he raids the nightclub area, and after something happens, I think a bomb goes off and explodes, and it knocks over a bookshelf onto his son sitting on a desk. And he walks in, makes a comment holding a grenade with an outstretched arm is a super intense workout, or a mine, and he ties the mine to whatever and puts it in his hand, and then he walks away, and the kid's or the teenager's whatever the fuck, the son, it's oh no, help me, whatever, and it cuts to John Travolta limping in the parking lot, and then they start talking back and forth, and then Travolta says, you killed my son, and you hear in the background, ah, And then Frank says, both of them. And like that is the
Yeah.
only like that's the Punisher, right? Like
Right.
nothing
Okay.
else. And then I'm pretty sure I actually had to hit B. I think it's on either Showtime or HBO. I had
Mhm.
to. I didn't finish it, because I got to that
Uh,
scene. And I'm pretty sure I hit B because in my memory, he ties Travolta to a car,
yeah, and the car like goes forward and
explodes,
explodes. Yeah.
and then I swear in my mind, I could be wrong, the explosion becomes a skull.
I thought it did, didn't it?
That's so fucking lame.
Oh, you didn't actually finish it?
No, I remember that from when I was a kid.
Oh
But
yeah.
when I was rewatching, I go, that's the ending. Hit B. I'm not gonna fucking see that because why the fuck would the Punisher do that,
Dude, that was the thing though back in the day, because that was Daredevil did that same shit where he
dude?
did
Oh
shit on
my
the
god,
ground
the
and made the
fucking
double
the
D,
fire.
the fire
Oh,
double D.
in the subway, like
That
oh,
was what you had to do, man. You had to make the
so
symbol out of
dumb,
flames, dude.
so dumb, man. I hate
Even
that
though
movie so
Daredevil
much.
doesn't technically have a symbol, so it doesn't make any sense that he would make a double D on the ground.
Yeah, well, it's on his uniform. It's on his
Is
suit.
he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on his, like right here.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know why you put that on there. There's like anyone like why the fuck do you need it? You can't even see it.
I was about to say you
You
don't
can't
even
even
know.
see it. You know what it is. How many leather suits do you have, Matt?
Yeah.
Like you're blind. You mean how many leather suits do you have to have?
Yeah.
No, movie blows. I mean,
Yeah.
like all the scenes of all the scenes of them in the fucking like apartment complex area
Yeah.
are so irrelevant and
Yeah.
so pointless. Like
With his like pseudo love interest and the weird neighbors and shit.
what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like the soup guy,
Yeah.
the gaming guy, the fucking piercings, and like it didn't make any sense to me. Like it should have. They really got it right with the Netflix stuff. The Netflix
Yeah.
stuff is like because I went back and I was rewatching. It's not on my list because I didn't finish it. I just started rewatching clips, like skimming through the
Hmm.
Netflix series. Like the first fight in the first episode of season 2. Did you ever watch the Punisher show?
I still haven't watched it yet. I still need to watch
Okay,
it because I haven't watched any Netflix shows since season 2 of Daredevil.
so the Punisher 2 seasons is worth watching.
Okay.
It's absolutely worth watching. For
Yeah.
just like the fight scenes alone, I mean, season 1 can kind of get bogged down a little bit with the Jigsaw stuff, which is the
Hmm.
main story, and then season 2 I think gets bogged down with the Jigsaw stuff too, which is becomes halfway kind of like the major story. But there's the first fight scene in the first episode of season 2 where they're in a bathroom and it's like such a good fight, and then there's a fight scene where there's a gunfight when they're in a police station, like episode like 2 or 3. Like it's really good Frank Castle, like done really well, and not in the sense of like when Garth Ennis writes Frank Castle, he writes him like, oh fucking, I'm just a guy who kills people, whatever. Like
Right.
this Frank Castle's like, I'm subdued. I will kill you because you're a bad guy.
Right.
Like in season 2 where he's talking to Matt, he's like, you're a half measure, all kind of shit. Like I think that what's his name plays that character so well, and they would be really dumb not to fucking bring him back
Yeah.
for a Disney Plus show or something. Because that's the best Punisher that
It
I've
was
seen.
like it was like between that and it was like people really like I don't know why they wouldn't break anything of because people really like all those characters and I think even the second season of Iron Fist I think a lot of people warmed up to the guy who was doing Iron Fist but like people really liked the guy who was doing Luke Cage. Everybody loved
Oh
Matt.
yeah.
What was it? Matt Cox? What the fuck was his name? The guy who played Daredevil. I can't remember his name.
Um,
I want to say Matthew Murdock, but that's not his
Charlie
character's-
Cox.
Charlie Cox. That's what it
Charlie
is.
Cox maybe.
Charlie Cox, the guy who played Daredevil, like everybody really loves like the casting of those characters in the Netflix show. Like I don't know why you wouldn't bring them back.
I mean, I like all of them except for the girl who plays the lawyer paralegal. I hate that
What the fuck
character.
is? Yeah, well, I don't like that they like. I hate that they because even in Daredevil they were doing it, but I hate that they like shove her into the
Yeah,
Punisher
I don't give a
storyline.
shit. I don't
Yeah,
give a shit about her character. That was pointless. I think she's dumb. I think all I need is Foggy and Matt. That's all I need.
yeah.
I didn't finish the first season of Luke Cage, but I watched half of it and I liked it for what it was. That
Yeah.
actor is in a show on CBS called
Is he?
Evil.
Okay.
I've been watching that like sporadically, and
Okay.
it's really good. It's a supernatural like horror slash procedural show. It's like really cool. Um, but I mean, they'd really be missing out if they didn't cast whatever the fuck his name is from Punisher. I don't know his name.
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. Yeah,
Oh.
they'd be really dumb not to cast him again as Punisher because he's really really good. His
Yeah,
intensity is like so good. Now we're talking
he's
about
great.
the Russian fight scene. There's a Russian fight scene in season 2 where they're in a Russian gym, and oh, bro,
I think I saw clips of that where he like, yeah, because I mean he's like using the weight equipment and
he
shit. You're
killed
like,
this big guy of a fucking like weight, and it's so fucking intense. It's the
yeah.
close, and there's nothing else. There are only a couple things that make violent action like that. It's like
Mhm.
Punisher did it. The guy who made bone saw or not bone saw, tomahawk, bone hawk or whatever. The
Oh,
guy,
Bone Tomahawk.
yeah, the guy who made Drives Across Concrete. That guy, the guy with the
Yeah,
Vince Vaughn stuff. That guy, and then like you know,
I would
whenever
say fucking the raid. What the fuck?
yeah,
Gareth Evans. Yeah,
Gareth Evans, and whenever fucking um, Drive guy,
yeah.
whenever he's
Um,
actually making something good, because I never finished the cop thing on Amazon.
I never started it yet. Yeah, his Miles Teller
Yeah,
show.
I will finish it maybe ever, but like
Yeah,
when he's doing in it's bad because to me he's had one good movie, that's Drive. I
yeah.
mean his other stuff is fine, but like Drive is like his
Um,
best thing.
yeah, I would agree with that.
His
Yeah.
Neon Demon sucked. Only God Forgives I didn't like at all, and I thought that
Only God Forgives was boring, which is unfortunate because I really like Muay Thai. But I think I've said that before, but
but there's nothing else really that does extreme brutal action until like Extraction. Like Extraction was pretty brutal,
yeah,
um, but not in the same sense as like fucking The Raid or something. But so I don't
yeah,
know. The Punisher movie I think was really bad, and that's why he received really bad reviews when it came out.
yeah. That makes sense.
That's all I got. So we can go ahead and move
All right.
into the news segment of the show.
Yes.
Zach, what do you want to talk about first this week
Look,
in
we
news?
have to talk about the fact that the prophecy was fulfilled.
Uh huh.
You are soothsayer. You did predict it. I
Yep.
was skeptical, but you were
Mhm.
correct
Mhm.
because Joe Russo is writing Extraction 2, and it
Yep.
is in pre-production, I
Yep.
believe. Or he's at least writing it. One of the two.
Well, it wasn't a hard call to make because
It
it's
wasn't hard either, but I
obvious.
really just didn't think that they would. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think it, but I didn't think that they would pull the trigger, but they did.
Like if the movie came out like it was Polar, I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, maybe no sequel. But it was not Polar. It was like
Which
a
stinks
bit.
because Polar was a fun fucking
Yeah,
movie.
Polar was a fun movie, but not like this.
Right, yeah.
This was a fucking movie. You
Yeah.
know, this is to me, and I'll say this right now on the record, right now for sure.
Tell me.
Even though the Russo brothers wrote this movie and didn't direct it,
Yeah.
this dude directed the shit out of this movie way better than like Winter Soldier. I think
Okay.
absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
also it could have been because the parameters of Winter Soldier would not allow them to make
Right.
fucking vibranium shields like going through people's bodies, or whatever. But like
Yeah, I don't see that being a
you
thing where
know,
Captain America like stabs a guy with a
yeah.
rake. I don't see that being a
Even
thing.
though in reality that him throwing that shield so fucking hard, we're like
He's
indent.
definitely taking somebody's
He's
head off for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
he's doing that. He's indenting people's like chest cavities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like um, but yeah, it would be dumb not to have a sequel to this movie, man.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean it was excellent. I mean I'm totally happy that they're doing one because I'm down to see Chris Hemsworth back and doing
Yeah.
more fucking action shit like this because this is like the best role he's ever had. So
I
I'm
think
down
so
for it. I
too.
just didn't think they would actually pull the trigger, but I had little faith, so
Well,
that's why.
remember, money always talks.
Money always talks. That's
Money
correct.
talks, and if that many people watch it, they're gonna make another one. So
You're definitely
let's
right about that.
talk about Star Wars.
Tell me about it.
Taika Waititi is going to direct a new Star Wars movie for
Yes.
movie theaters. He's co-writing it with the guy who also helped write 1917, or
I mean, that's cool.
person. I don't know, Christy Wilson. I don't know who this person is. I guess girl, lady.
Interesting.
I Zach, how do you feel about him directing Star Wars? How do you feel about him in general?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, honestly, his episode of The Mandalorian was jarring because he had such a different tone compared to the previous 7 episodes that were in that series. But this will be a movie, and it'll be all his vision. And I mean, according to this, it's not part of a series, so it'll be a standalone, whatever it is, until it probably makes a fuck ton of money, like it probably will, because everything he touches at this point makes money. Um, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, Thor Ragnarok showed that like he can do space action adventure and can do it really, really well. And I mean, space Thor Ragnarok was basically like a fucking superhero movie with Star Wars, which was pretty rad. So I'm down to see what he does with an actual Star Wars movie. I'm interested to see if he'll actually put Jedi's or if he'll do something different. It'd be interested to see him do something different that wasn't just like Jedi's and shit. I mean, I love Jedi's to death, but like, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
I think that I'm very indifferent because
Mm.
Hollywood does this thing, and if you listen to the course of the podcast of the last 5 or 6 years that we've been doing the podcast,
Yeah.
Hollywood gets their like a little hard on for somebody
Oh
who's
yeah, no,
popping, and they
definitely.
just give that person everything, you know. And
Well,
I'm
that was J.J.
fine.
Abrams was getting fucking Star Wars after
Yeah,
Star Trek. Yeah.
and I'm fine with this guy doing. Cause I think he's a good director.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what the Star Wars is going to be like if they go for a serious tone. Because to me, I always want Star Wars to be serious more so
I
than
don't think
comedy.
I think that him as a person, I think you should already take that expectation out of your mind because I think
Oh,
no one.
that's exactly my negative point about
Yeah, because
that like
whatever he does, he always injects comedy into it somehow.
like to
So
me the parts about Thor Ragnarok I liked the most weren't the comedy bits; it was the serious bits.
okay.
And
Yeah.
he directed those moments well. So
Yeah.
I would prefer that to be Star Wars. I don't want
Right.
Star because even with the fucking sequel trilogy, it was a Marvel movie in the
Right.
formula. You
Yeah.
know, some serious bits here, serious in quotation marks, bunch of stupid jokes, all this kind of shit.
Interspaced with random jokes that don't really fit the rest of the tone. Yeah.
Like I don't recall, and this is maybe me being an old Star Wars fan, being like, I don't ever recall Luke like having a one liner and then pausing for a laugh break.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't there. I mean, there were funny bits there, I guess, but like there weren't really any. I can't think of
Yeah.
any. So, and the guy is inherently he's a comedian first before he's a director. So,
Right.
I'm fully expecting bits to be there. I'm fine with that. I just would like it to be also. I don't know. Star Wars to me is effectively better when it's serious.
Yeah. I think he's good at mixing. I think he's shown. Well, I don't know. I can't really say this because I haven't watched the movie yet, but I know a lot of people like it. But I think a great example of him being able to mix the serious and the comedy and still make both work within their own rights would be Jojo Rabbit. And so I
Yeah.
think he's shown that he has the ability to make something that has a serious tone and a serious message, but still able to inject comedy within that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I I have to see what I see. I have to see the trailer for it.
yeah,
It also depends on the story. If it's a Jedi story, to me it has to be serious. If it's gonna
yeah,
be a bounty hunter story, I can have humor in it. Like if it's gonna be
right,
like an alien bit, I'm okay. I'm fine with comedy in it. But if it's like a Jedi story, I want Jedi's to be serious because to me Jedi's inherently are serious.
yeah,
Because I mean, like you're a monk,
yeah.
or you at least you were before, you know, fucking
All of your brethren got fucking decimated.
J.J. Abrams ruined the idea of what
Oh
Jedi's
yeah,
were. I mean,
that's true.
what is next?
Oh, let's see. We got a lot of stuff. This is actually the story that I saw that interested me, just because I didn't think we'd ever get a story like this, which is the fact that apparently Bright 2 is happening with
Yeah,
the Hulk director possibly attached. I believe he's also attached to possibly write it, or somebody else is writing it, but um, I didn't ever think we'd ever hear anything about this. Now, I liked Bright 2 overall. I mean, it definitely had flaws at certain points, and I know a lot of people hate this movie. Um, but overall, I had a fun time with it. I'd be interested to go back to that world, but it's definitely not something I thought we would hear anything from after. I mean, the first Bright came out in like what, like 2017. So
I
I don't know. I
think
feel like it's
that
just been a while.
I liked Bright a lot in the sense of concept,
Yes,
but also,
I liked high fantasy in an urban setting for
well,
sure.
there's a term for that called urban fantasy, and
Oh
I
well,
love it. I love urban fantasy. That's all. That's literally all Dresden is. Dresden Files is all urban fantasy. I love Hellblazer. I love
yeah,
Hellboy. I love Phoenix Caster. All these urban fantasy series, and they
yeah,
took. I think the concept of Bright is so cool, of
yeah.
having like the worlds being merged, and
Hmm.
then like fucking regular ass cops integrated with these other things. I like that a lot. I would like to
Yeah,
see more of the other races, more of other stuff.
yeah.
You can do so much with that concept. It just was kind of poorly executed, you know, and the aftermath
Yeah,
was it's fine.
I think the biggest takeaway that I take from it is that, especially from the world building aspect, is that it's just like super shallow.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
really, all you get from it is like humans and orcs. That's really the main thing.
And then elves.
You get a little
Yeah,
bit with the elves, with the
yeah.
police thing, but it's really just like the one elf. Other than that, you get like a mention that they live in like the rich district, but you don't really like see that really for the most part. I mean, you
Well, I
get like
mean,
glimpses,
they're the magic
but
people, so like all the
yeah,
magic stuff's about the elves, and they set up so many things that could be really cool,
yeah,
and more so like even in a show. Like
yeah.
I would rather have a show where you can expand
I
on
would be
that.
way more interested in that as like yeah, like a long form storytelling
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
because you could do so much with the idea of like a regular beat cop like working patrol,
yeah,
having to not even the ramifications of like the racial themes there, like
right,
that's an extra thing you can write up, but just the
right,
idea of like I'm a regular human ass cop with a regular ass gun having to
yeah,
police fucking orcs or
yeah,
ogres or whatever they are. Like that's like a cool concept. Like they would have to be other weaponry, like the other things. I mean, that would be cool. Or
yeah,
even like a flash forward, like 10, 20 years where like now the police department is fully integrated, and
right.
you have elf cops, and you have dwarf cops, and
Hmm.
and then it becomes like Shadowrun pretty much.
Yeah, I'd
I
be interested in that.
that to me is the interest. That to me is like the coolest part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm down for another movie. Just we'll just see how it
Yeah,
see how
and
it turns out.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the guy who's directing it doesn't give me a lot of faith for it because he's kind of like hit or miss. I mean, he did The
Yeah,
Incredible Hulk, which was like not a good movie.
I've never
Um,
never seen it.
it's not good. It's definitely not good because that's the one that's got Eric Bana in it, I believe.
What's the
Uh,
one? What's the one with Edward Norton called?
that's or sorry, the one with Edward Norton is called Incredible Hulk. That one was just called Hulk.
Okay, so the one that Eric Bana is in is called Hulk.
Yes, and then the Incredible Hulk was the one that has Edward Norton in it.
So
Uh,
this guy made Incredible Hulk.
no, this guy made Hulk.
This guy made
No,
Hulk.
wait, hold on a second. Now hold
I
on.
think this guy is the one who made Incredible Hulk.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, it is. Well, actually, fuck that. I like the Incredible Hulk. I actually think it's a
Because
really solid movie.
Ang Lee
I got
made
my
the Eric
Hulks
Bana one.
confused.
Yeah, Ang Lee directed the Eric Bana one.
Okay,
Um, I remember I've never seen the Incredible Hulk.
it's fine.
The only scene I know from it is I have no context for it. It's they're in some sort of field and they like shoot Edward Norton or something,
Oh yeah,
and then his girlfriend's like crying.
yeah.
That's all I know. I have no idea what the fuck happens, what the point of that
It's
scene
like
is.
30 seconds. The whole point, if I'm remembering the scene correctly, is they catch up to Eric or they catch up to Edward Norton. They try to capture him. Uh, Thunderbolt does his thing where he just is like, "We're gonna capture him by shooting him a bunch of fucking times." And I'm like, "You haven't learned your fucking lesson because that doesn't fucking work." Uh,
Do you think the MCU lost out not having him be continue his role?
I think so. I mean, I like Mark Ruffalo in it, but I think having someone like Edward Norton in the role, I don't know why you wouldn't have tried to
Because let's be honest
keep
here,
him.
Zach. let's be completely honest.
Oh, Edward Norton is a better actor than
Oh,
Mark Ruffalo.
yeah, for sure. But while I think Mark Ruffalo has a better traditional look to him, he's taller, he's more physically fit looking guy. On a pure acting level, I
Yeah,
fully believe Edward Norton to be a fucking gamma
yeah,
radiation scientist infinitely more.
yeah.
And the way he pronounced, I was rewatching American History X a few weeks ago,
Uh
like
huh.
the way that this dude can fucking talk,
Yeah,
just enunciate, to me it would have been such a better fit. Not saying Mark Ruffalo's bad, obviously, because he's not, but
right.
let's be honest, we missed something really great.
Yeah, I
Whatever
agree.
whatever that reasoning is, not to have him continue that role, because that's part of the MCU.
Yeah,
So that story counts, right?
it does. I mean, it's part of Phase One. I mean, if you put in the box sets, like the
So we're
Incredible
so
Hulk is in
we're
that box
I
set.
never even thought about this. So we're acting as though Mark
We're
Ruff.
acting as though Edward Norton transformed into Mark
Well,
Ruffalo somehow.
not even that, but so we're thinking that in Avengers, the first one when
Yeah,
they're gathering him in
yeah.
in China, and um, he's talking about what happened. Are they referencing stuff that happened in that movie, or
I don't think.
they're just referencing stuff the Hulk did?
I think they're just referencing stuff the Hulk did in general because I've watched the Avengers a couple of times. I don't remember specifically anything that he mentions. Because he also does the thing where he doesn't mention anything specific. He just says that, like, when I get angry, I hurt people, which is like, yeah, you're the fucking Hulk. Of course people are going to get fucking hurt.
Well, in the beginning when they're there and Widow's trying to get him to come with her, and he's like, "It's just you and me," and he's like, "You don't have a team outside because of what happened in so and so place," you know. So I'm assuming there was some point where he went crazy and destroyed a town or something.
Mm. I think that's just an allusion to something that happened outside the movies, because that definitely
That didn't happen.
there's no thing similar to that in the Incredible Hulk.
Okay. Yeah, they really missed out on that.
Yeah,
For
I would agree with that,
for Hulk.
100%. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is
Ho, the
going to
boy.
play Joe Exotic in a scripted show from
I don't.
I think CBS is making it. I'm not sure if it's going to be on TV or not, but um,
I don't know how I feel about this.
in what sense?
I mean, look, I love Nick Cage. You know, we both love Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
He's our boy. I appreciate and love whatever he fucking does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need like a scripted television show of Tiger King, especially because we already had a docuseries that like literally everybody's watching. So at this point,
I think it's
I'm
too
going to be
soon.
watching the same thing again.
It's
This
too
doesn't make any
soon
sense.
to me, it's too.
Yeah.
If it was the reason, one of the reasons why OJ was so good is because it happened 30 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of
You
people
know,
don't, and a lot of people who watch it don't even know like the whole story of OJ.
also because the crime is infinitely more interesting. To me,
Yeah,
the crime of Tiger King isn't that. Like as we said it before, when we talked about it. To
it's
me,
not super compelling.
it's not.
And most of the
Yeah,
compelling stuff is the stuff that surrounds the actual crime, not the crime itself.
exactly. Even the idea of him hiring a hitman or
Yeah,
trying to do it himself or whatever, none of that's compelling. The ending is kind of anticlimactic. Like even him
yeah,
going to jail for that, I'm like, all right, well, I think I mentioned before to you on the podcast actually that if we're gonna make a show about or docuseries about someone hiring a hitman to kill their wife, they should have did it on the lead singer of As I Lay Dying, where he
hmm
actually went to jail to go for hiring him and to kill his wife. Like the whole idea of having the tigers is honestly irrelevant to the idea. Like it's obviously connected to why he wants to kill Carol Baskin,
yeah,
but it's not 100% why. Like it's just part of the motivating factors. And
yeah.
I love Nick Cage, and I think that maybe I mean I have a copy of Mandy right on my desk right here.
Yeah.
I
Great
feel
fucking
like
movie.
I really feel like they should have picked a better crime.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's a way better actor and he could do way more interesting stuff. Not that he couldn't like fucking pull off Joe Exotic. Of course he
Oh,
could.
he would crush it.
But
He's gonna crush it.
but I just think that there's better stuff that he could be doing and like making and spending his time on than
He should be
a
fucking
Joe
with Charles
Exotic.
Manson.
Dude, holy fuck, that'd be sick. I would see that, or because I was recently listening to the last podcast on the left. I re-listened to their Jonestown series. Him as Jim Jones. Holy
Oh
fuck!
yeah, that would be good.
What a fucking
That'd be really
masterclass
good.
series that would fucking be if he
That'd be
played
really
Jim
good.
Jones. Holy fuck!
Yeah, that would be really good. Plus, you never have to see his eyes.
Never. He'd be wearing
He would.
Well, it was a TV show. It'd be like halfway through the season, he'd put the sunglasses on. Once he started to really get into the drugs, then he'd put the sunglasses on.
I would. I think here's how that show would go though. They would start out. The first shot of the show is all the dead bodies,
Obviously, of course.
and then it would cut back 15
They
years
gotta do
prior.
the future and then
Yeah.
slide back to the past, and then we go through
The
it.
fly back to the past where he's like learning. He's like in a black church, like learning how
Yeah.
to know all that kind of shit. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Over at NBC, they have their upcoming
Tell me.
streaming service called Peacock,
Yes.
and they're going to reboot for the third time Battlestar Galactica.
I still haven't watched the last reboot of Battlestar Galactica, so.
The last Battlestar Galactica series is really
But that
good.
was sci-fi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sci-fi,
Yeah.
2004. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really complex. It's really deep,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of really great surprises. A lot of characters in that show that you find out are Cylons, and you would never have expected them to be Cylons.
Because in that show, it's like Cylons. Cylons are the robots, but they can also they're like Terminators, where they
They made a whole new organic level of Cylon where they think they're
Okay.
human. They have memories,
Okay.
and then they're people and all this kind of shit. And I remember, spoiler alert,
Ooh, tell me.
one of the main characters turns out to be a Cylon, right?
Oh my
Like from the
god.
first episode I'm watching this show, you find out she's a Cylon. And actually, I didn't find out from the show. My dad loves this reboot, right? He
Okay.
watched it live. So he came home one day when I was still living at home, and I was watching it after work or something like that, in the living room. He goes, "Oh, you bought a box set?" Yeah, I bought the box set for Battlestar Galactica. He's watching. He goes, "Oh man, she's a Cylon," and I was like, "Dad, I'm on season 1, right? Like season
Oh
1
man, she's a
finale."
Cylon, dude.
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro? She's a Cylon?" He's like, "Yeah, sorry." And then
Yeah, oh, yeah.
and he walks away, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
man."
yeah.
So
Definitely.
the rest till I found out she's a Cylon, I'm like, "Fuck you! Everything you say, you bitch, you fucking liar." I won't watch this at all. I won't watch
Okay.
it, just like I won't watch Star Trek.
Fair enough.
Let's move to this. Speaking of franchises,
Okay.
over at Disney,
Tell me.
potential. It's been up and down. Potential / happening. I've seen both reports. Let's just say potentially that Karen Gillan will play the new lead of Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's dumb. Just
You
fucking
think,
stupid.
you think it's dumb?
Yeah. Is she
Why?
gonna be Jack Sparrow? Is she gonna be Jill
Probably
Sparrow?
not. She's probably gonna be the redheaded fucking thing.
Who's it? Fucking Pirate Ann or whatever the fuck her name was?
In the ride, there's a redheaded pirate. She's probably gonna play that character.
I don't care.
Do you like?
I also
Pirates
just
of the
don't care
Caribbean?
about Pirates of the Caribbean anymore. I like the first 3 movies, but I watched the 4th one and I remember being bored as fuck, and then I never watched Dead Men Tell No Tales.
I have never seen any Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
The first one is actually a very solid action adventure film. The second one is a little more tedious, and then the third one's just a great. It's just a great. It goes through the same. Actually, it's a very fair comparison. I just saw of this is that, except that the first one is good. But I think it goes through the same route as the Hobbit films do, except that except for the first Pirates is very good, and the first Hobbit is not that very good. But the second film is all right, but not as good as the first one.
Right.
And then the third film is just an all-out basically fucking war battle on the high seas, which I fucking love. I thought that shit was rad as fuck.
Wait, so hold on.
And you get a giant kraken squid in the third one, which is great.
Hold on. So I haven't seen any of them. I've seen parts of one.
Okay.
I have a really big hatred for Jack Sparrow as a character.
it did define Johnny Depp's career for a long time.
Yeah, and Jack
Yeah.
Sparrow as a character to me is right up there with Heath Ledger Joker in the sense of like the character themselves I'm probably actually okay with.
Yeah.
It's all the fucking cosplayers
Yeah.
and fans who ruin that for me. Like
Right.
for a long time when I went to anime conventions, I always saw one of both of those characters. Like I always saw Jack Sparrow and I always
Hmm.
saw Heath Ledger Joker, and they were always so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Because nothing's more obnoxious than someone trying to be that kind of whimsically kind of character.
Yeah.
Also this Johnny
Tom,
Depp really ruined Willy Wonka. Just like,
he did. He
yeah,
completely destroyed Willy Wonka. Yeah.
that his character sucked.
That was a bad interpretation of the character.
Yeah, and I really I like the idea of Pirates of the Caribbean, so I had no problem with Karen Gillan. I think Karen Gillan's great.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I'm at the point where it's just like it's just all this shit. I'm sick of like remaking stuff that like it hasn't even been that long since like the last one fucking came out. Cuz like the last one with Jack Sparrow came out like I swear Dead Man Tales came out like a year or two ago.
no way.
I swear to
It's
God
like
that shit came
5
out
years
like
ago. I feel like.
I swear it came out early, later than that. I swear it came out in like 2016, 2017.
All right, let's pull it up. Hold on. Deadman 2017. Okay.
2017. I told you, it's not even been that fucking
What
long.
movie? I don't even know what movie this is.
This is the one that's got fucking Benicio del Toro in it. He plays the main bad guy.
There was 6 years between this one and the last one.
Yeah, and the last one was not that good. Because that was the one where they had like mermaids in it, and it was like it was not good.
Which one has the bit where he's running on top of a giant wheel?
Um,
Is that Stranger Tides?
on giant. I think that's the first one. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I watched a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Um, well, the third one has the meme where he talks about how he's got a jar of dirt, because he has Davy Jones' heart and some weird shit was like Davy Jones is cursed, and so he had his heart in a jar of dirt and something like that.
Can we just hold on? Let's just real quick, Zach.
Tell me.
Oh my God! Real quick. The first movie came out in 2003.
Yes.
Just fucking think back to 2003.
I can't. I was too young. That was like when I was in
That's
like second or third grade.
so fucking long ago, dude.
Yeah.
That's literally 17 years ago,
It's too long.
right?
Yeah,
Is that
so I was like 10 years old when that fucking came out.
Yeah, I was 17 years ago. Yeah, I was 10.
Yeah.
Right? Is that math? I'm 27 now. Is that right? Math right?
So I was 9 then. Yeah.
How the fuck? Hold on. Keira Knightley is 35 now. Hey Siri,
She has to have been
what's
like
35 minus 17?
Hmm.
18.
Wait, she was 18?
That's what that math is. That math wrong?
Hold on. Keira Knightley?
She says she's 35 right now.
Is she really 35?
That's what Wikipedia
Wow.
says.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
Okay,
I mean, she was like what?
she looked older than 18 in
So
that
she was
fucking
like
movie.
15 in Star Wars?
Yeah, she had to have been.
Because that was like what, 99, 98 for episode 1.
Fuck, dude.
Because
She would have had to have been.
Natalie Portman's like
She would have had to have been like 15 or 14.
So that makes sense because Natalie Portman's 38. Natalie Portman was like 16 or 17 when she was filming it. That makes sense. Okay. That's
Keira
fucking
Knightley
crazy.
was in Star. Damn, that shit always kills me that she was in Star Wars.
Yeah, she plays fucking imposter Amidala.
Yeah, shit.
She plays
I
the
don't-
queen. While,
That's so weird because I just don't think she does. She doesn't look
yeah,
like.
because Natalie Portman's up to the side being the
Yeah.
handmaiden.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the big switcheroony. That
Interesting.
was the big like, oh Viceroy, I'm the queen.
That was the big gotcha of the movie.
That was the big gotcha of the movie.
Yeah.
That and then trade politics.
Ugh.
National Treasure. Speaking of Nicolas Cage,
Oh my god.
is a Disney TV series coming to Disney Plus, as well as they're working on the third movie.
I want it.
I still
I want it
haven't
now.
seen National Treasure 2, but I really like the first one.
National Treasure 2. I can't believe you haven't watched it. I actually like it a lot. That has Ed Harris in it though. He plays like the
Okay.
bad guy in it. Ed Harris is great in it.
Well, I
Um,
really like the first one a lot. I like, to me, the character of what's his name? What's something Gates?
um, Benjamin Gates.
I think that character is such obviously, it's indie, right? But he's also
Right.
not. He's not indie. He's like Indiana
He's
Jones. Indiana Jones was like disrespected for his whole life.
yeah.
Like I like the idea that his whole family's life for like 60 or years or whatever long it's been, because his dad was the problem, right? Or was it the grandpa?
hmm
The grandpa's the problem.
I think it was like great grandfather or something like
Like
that.
one,
Because the second one talks about the fact that like this shit's been going on since like.
I think it's his grandpa though, right? Because like his dad didn't want to do anything with it,
Mm,
so John
right.
Voight didn't want it. So the
Well,
grandpa was the
his dad was part of it because his dad was part of it, and then his dad gave it up.
okay. So I'm assuming grandpa started it, right?
I think it was before Grandpa.
Okay, so the idea that like you're they
Maybe it
all
wasn't. I don't know.
well
It's
like
hard to
the
tell.
idea that they all go to school, they all
Yeah.
become like respected historians or whatever, but
hmm
like in terms of like they graduate
Yeah.
or whatever they do, they all become known for being like conspiracy theorist historians. Like that to me, like
Yeah.
is such anti Indiana Jones, where everyone like
Right.
respects Indiana Jones, they respect his dad, and for the Gates family, they're like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
And he,
Well, that's the whole part of the second movie is that like everybody's like, "Fuck you, you're a fucking liar,"
yeah,
and your great grandfather killed the fucking Abraham Lincoln. So
and honestly, I didn't know that. Honestly,
yeah, it's all about the assassination of Abraham
I
Lincoln
think that like
and El Dorado.
this might be blasphemy.
To not have Nick Cage in it
No,
for
no,
sure. Yeah.
well, they're gonna have him in the third movie, but not the show. I don't think. Um,
Oh yeah, I
th-
forgot they're doing a third movie
yeah, they're
too.
they're doing a third movie. The show apparently is gonna be focused on a younger cast, which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
but
not. Eh.
I want the movie to have him. I don't want him to be in
I
the
want the
show.
movie to have him, but I don't know what the younger.
It's
First of
gonna
all,
it's
I
gonna
don't know
be
what the younger cast would do because the whole point of the first movie is that like his whole life has been obsessing about leading up to fucking National Treasure. So unless you're gonna create the first movie in the fucking show, then
he
like
has
that
kids.
that show's gonna have
He's gonna have kids in the
no
third
context.
movie with that lady, and then
Uh,
or it's gonna be him young. Like if River Phoenix lived, I would have loved to have young Indiana Jones with him in it
mm,
versus whatever they did for young Indiana Jones. And I'm not sure who played him in that TV show.
I can't remember.
Hold on, young Indiana Jones. Wasn't that a TV show or a cartoon or something?
I feel like it was a
It was
cartoon.
a show. Yeah,
Oh,
it was a
okay.
show. Um, took place in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Ooh.
Stars Sean Patrick Flannery. Why do I know him?
That name
Oh,
sounds
it's the
familiar.
fucking guy from Boondock Saints.
Oh, the one that wasn't Edward Norton?
Edward Norton.
Wait,
What are you talking about, bro?
Reedus, Norman Reedus.
Yeah,
Jesus
Norman
Christ.
Reedus. Yeah, yeah.
My brain is mush, dude. I have to think of too many actors' names at the same time.
Dude,
Get
they
Edward Norton confused with Nick Cage, confused with Norman Reedus, confused with Eric Bana.
yeah, they I should watch the show. I've never seen the show.
Interesting.
The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones and or Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Hmm.
Um,
Is that like wasn't there like a young James Bond show too?
there's a cartoon.
Okay.
There's also like hold on, I forgot what's there's a book series too, Young James Bond. Um, Young Bond is a book series. There's a
I read one of the young Bond books when I was a kid.
did
Those
you
were
ever
not that bad.
did you ever watch Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century when you were a kid?
No, I never
You
watched that.
never did? Okay, do you know what the concept is?
I assume Sherlock Holmes is in the future.
Yeah, he's in the future. And then I think Watson has like a robotic arm
Like
or
fucking Furiosa from fucking
some
Mad
shit like
Max.
that. Yeah, something like that. I remember watching it as a kid, being like, Dude, this shit looks so anime. It looks so intense. I'm gonna send you here. Let me send you this picture.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see this Sherlock in the
Let me just
future.
send you the Google image search link, and then you can just look at the actual like scroll through the
Okay.
thingies. Here.
Let me see. Sherlock in the 22nd century. Dude, this looks like a WB show as
Dude,
fuck.
right,
Holy
right.
god damn. I
Yo,
dig it. Oh, he's got like a power suit. Fuck yeah.
real quick, Zach. Last question.
I love that he's still wearing a fucking bowler hat in his
Yeah,
goddamn
right.
power suit.
Speaking of like National Treasure and then like Indiana Jones and shit like that.
Hmm.
How much, if any, did you watch of Liberty's Kids?
I don't even recognize that
You
name.
don't even know what Liberty's Kids is? Okay, bro. Hold
No, I
on.
don't even recognize that name.
That's such a sadness, brother.
Uh,
I'm sending you the Wikipedia link right now to
I'm
Liberty's
already
Kids.
disappointed I didn't watch this 22nd century Sherlock because this shit looks fucking dope.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
Liberty's
So fucking what? Sylvester Stallone was Paul Revere? Holy shit.
Liberty's Kids. Dick
Ben Stiller as
Entertainment.
Thomas Jefferson. What?
CW and MyTV.
This was like
Walter Cronkite.
essentially the show like told stories of like the American
Sylvester Stallone.
Revolution.
Billy Crystal. Damn, this is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my god,
This
this is star-studded
show
cast.
was my jam in 2002, 2003.
Damn, son.
I loved this show, man.
Fucking Liam Neeson. You got
It's like
fucking everybody in this fucking show.
between Liberty's Kids and fucking what was that Magic Treehouse bullshit?
Dude, I fucking love the Magic
Yeah, that
Treehouse book
shit was my
series. Holy
jam, bro.
fuck. Loved Magic
Those were
Treehouse.
my
Way
jams
better
as a
than the
kid.
Boxcar Children. Fuck that shit.
What the fuck's the Boxcar Children?
It was like the same type of thing where it was like a detect. There, the whole Boxcar Children was like a. It
Oh,
was like a kid's book where it was like a mystery series where the kid. It was just a group of kids that solved mysteries, and then I don't remember why they were called the Boxcar Kids. I think it was because like they had a hideout in the boxcar, or maybe like one of them lived in a boxcar or something like
did
that.
you? Let me ask you a question, Zach. Speaking of book shit,
Yeah,
did you ever read Circuit de Freak?
I did. That movie was garbage though.
But did you ever? You read the books,
I read the first three books, I think.
bro? We gotta read this. We gotta read this again for the show, because I remember
I
reading
don't think that writing will hold up.
as a kid, like in middle school, high school, whatever, when those books came out. Reading those books, dude, I was so fucking hyped.
Dude, I was this that those books were pretty fucking dope.
They
I
got
remember
scary too,
really enjoying.
man.
Yeah, I do remember.
I remember like towards the end, like when it was
God
like
damn, there's a lot more than I fucking remember.
of
I got a
Circuit de
picture
Freak.
that shows like there's like over 12 books.
I read a lot of them. I think I read all of
Yeah,
them actually.
I don't think I read all of them, but I think I read at least like the first 5 or 6.
I remember when when I was reading them, I got to a part in the series where like he becomes like a vampire prince or something, and I
Hmm.
was like, dude, this is fucking rad. I want to be a vampire so bad. I was like, dude, this is fucking sick, dude. That's probably why
The
I
only thing
really.
I remember not liking as much is that I think when they get into the later books, they stop focusing on like all the other characters in the freak show as much, which I found
Oh, they
disappointing.
leave. They leave that shit.
Yeah,
But
which was
but
disappointing.
towards the end of the series, so spoiler
Yeah.
alert. Towards the end of the series, you know, he's a vampire, right? So
Right.
he's aging real slow, right?
Hmm.
So he goes back home and he ends up meeting his friend again.
Hmm.
Remember his friend from the first book?
I do. Doesn't he end up becoming a vampire hunter?
He's a vampire hunter and he's older. And he's fuck you. You took what's for me or whatever. I should
Yeah.
have been the vampire. And like whatever the main character's name is still all young, like a young buck.
Hmm.
You know, 'cause he's a vampire. I
Yeah.
remember reading that, being that's such a fucking cool concept. That's
Yeah.
such a cool idea. Like, and these were some dark ass books, dude, for like for kids and shit, man. These are some dark ass books, man.
Yeah.
All right, National
That
Treasure.
and fucking scary stories to tell in the dark, dude. Those books fucking terrified me as a kid.
Well, those books, that's just stuff that make you scary.
Well, was scary.
There's no.
Hey, we got a big thing to talk about here.
Okay, lay it on me.
Speaking of nostalgia, going back to your fucking youth.
Hmm.
Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 1 and 2 are getting fucking remastered.
I
This
don't.
means that we're this much closer to fucking Underground.
I don't care.
Blasphemous.
The only reason why I would even play it is if okay. Here's two reasons I would even only or two
They got the
stipulations.
soundtrack back. They got all the original
I
soundtrack
I
back.
I mean I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. That's a good soundtrack. But
It's a great soundtrack.
they would have to add in the ability to get off the skateboard because that made the game so much better.
Yeah. Well, that was a good part about Skate.
Well, I was like Underground. Was it Underground 1, Underground 2? I think. Yeah, Underground was the first game I did that. I think to take the
I
skateboard
think
out
so,
so you
yeah.
could walk around. That
Because that
made the
was the one
game
where you
so
could
much
start like
better.
tacking shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, that made the game so much better. Did you ever play what was it called? The American whatever Wasteland or whatever?
No, I never played that.
Yeah, it sucked.
I remember the one where it was like the Wii game or whatever, where it was like the Tony Hawk game that came with like its own like
Oh,
board
it was like
controller.
Tony Hawk Ride.
I think so. That game was fucking garbage.
Tony Hawk Ride, I'm pretty sure is what it's called.
Ugh, gross.
There's a new web series coming out called A Toy Store Near You, made by the same people who made Movies That Made Us and Toys That Made Us. And it's going to be a show kind of focusing on fucking like independent toy stores. And it comes out
Okay.
May 29th on Amazon Prime, YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. I watched the
Oh,
trailer
it's not
for.
on Netflix. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's Amazon Prime, YouTube, Vimeo. So I'm assuming it's free, and I think it's
Oh,
supposed to be taking place like, hey, we're doing it through because of the C virus or whatever.
right.
But it's a really cool trailer. It's a cool concept, and if you're a toy fan like me, it's
Yeah.
interesting, especially for where the toy company, toy business as a whole is such a small niche thing now.
Hmm.
I think it was a really good idea to do. We'll see how it goes when it comes out. I'm excited to watch it. I'm not expecting anything great. I'm still waiting for
Yeah.
them to announce season 4 of Toys That Made Us if they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to or not. I'm still waiting for that.
Right.
Um, what else we got on news before we should move on to our topic?
Disney is trying to fucking remake Hercules. What the fuck is this bullshit?
I saw that.
What? I don't know.
So
Also, the Russo brothers were saying shit about how it's not going to be a faithful adaptation because they're not going to put music in it. What the fuck, dude? I love that fucking music.
so here's actually my girlfriend and I were talking about this before I saw the article where they were
Yeah.
hinting at this. So I'm excited for Mulan because
Yeah.
Mulan is the adaptation of like the folk tale. And the
Yeah.
movie looks like a wuxia film, like a Chinese martial art
Yeah.
film. And I'm hyped with that. I'm fine with that.
Hmm.
So if they're gonna make Hercules in the sense of like the fucking what's it called? Not fable, but the fucking
The myth?
the mythology story. Okay, so no music. Okay, fine, whatever. So you're just making a story that we've all seen before 1,000
I was about to
times.
say, well, if you're not going to do the music, then it's just a thing where it's like, I mean, we've had like 10 Hercules movies in like the last like 10
I mean,
years, and like The
I'll
Rock was in one of them.
I'll just watch fucking what's that show with the from the late '90s, like Xena and then
Oh,
Hercules,
Xena Warrior Princess?
and they
And
did
then
they did
Hercules
a
with
Hercules.
what the fuck was it? The Legend Continues, I think, or
Yeah,
something
I'll
like.
just watch that show then. Like I don't fucking care.
With
But
doesn't that isn't that Lou Ferrigno? Who is that?
no, Kevin something. I feel like Kevin something maybe.
Kevin
Legendary Journeys.
Legendary Journeys.
It was Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo. Okay,
Lasted 6 seasons. Wow.
I forgot that they had that crossover with Xena Warrior Princess in that.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I feel like it was originally a Xena part of Xena. Then they spanned it off. I thought, but I could be wrong.
Was it?
I could be
Interesting.
wrong. I'd never. I mean, that shit was fucking a long time ago, bro.
Yeah, that was
Why
a
would I,
long time
Why
ago.
do I know Kevin Sorbo? Like, what was he from besides that? Andromeda. But what
Uh,
else is?
uh, what else is he in? Let's see. Uh,
I guess nothing else besides that before that.
I guess I feel like that's Hercules is his biggest thing. Call the Conqueror.
Oh, he was in a bunch of
Uh,
Hercules movies, like
yeah,
TV movies.
he was Hercules for a long time.
Man, why? He's not even that jacked.
Uh, I guess for the '90s he was Jack,
I don't was
but
he?
then you have Arnold Schwarzenegger out there like doing his fucking shit, and he was way more Jack than him.
Yeah, Lucy Lawless, man. She was when I was a kid. Xena scared me, dude.
So he was a big girl.
So my other thing was this with the Hercules movie adaptation from the live action. So with Mulan, they're going straight up from what we're seeing from the trailer, obviously. Um, Straight up folktale,
Yeah.
um, warrior lady, wuxia film, sword fighting, all kind of stuff. They haven't shown any dragons. They haven't shown
Right.
any like Mongol like falcon crow things like from the movie.
Yeah. No,
Nothing
not yet.
super crazy, just over the top, almost like kung fu cinema, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But if you don't add in the godliness of Hercules, like, are you who's the bad guy gonna be? Because you can't have him fight fucking Hades without showing like fucking the underworld,
Yeah. I
you
don't
know.
know. It's not gonna make a lot of sense.
So it'd just be him fighting like,
I mean, it can't just be him doing the trials because that's gonna get boring. It's
yeah,
gotta have like an overarching antagonist. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do it, but I don't know. I feel like they have to do Hades
who they
because it's
cast.
not even just Hercules. It's like Disney's Hercules. Like it's
Yeah,
specifically the fucking cartoon movie that they're doing. I don't know. I don't know who they could cast as Hercules. I don't even know like who's like a young guy that's like ripped like that.
they're gonna cast Tom Holland.
No, he can't. He couldn't get jacked enough.
Cast him in everything.
Uh, hmm.
I
I
mean,
don't
he's be
know.
big, right? I mean, I feel like he'd be a big guy.
Well, he's got to do the Captain America shit where he starts off skinny and then he do the training montage and then he's fucking ripped.
I guess they'll just cast somebody small and be like, yeah, because he's a god that he is. No, you don't need he doesn't have to be big because he's demigod.
That's
Some
lame.
lame bullshit like that, like some anime type
That's
shit. You know, how everyone
that's
in
lame
anime
as
is really
fuck.
small.
Yeah, that's true.
Like everyone in manga is like tiny, but they're super strong.
Yeah,
You know, so I don't know. I don't give a shit about this.
yeah,
I don't care
yeah,
about this. That will be it for our news this
yeah.
week. Zach, what's our topic?
Our topic is another nostalgic take because we're big on nostalgia here at License to View. Jason, I posed this question to you, and you've produced a list, and now we're going to go through this list of your top favorite drinks from your childhood. Jason, what is your number five?
This is tough, man, because I think back at like drinks from my childhood, and a lot of them are still around, and another half of them are all gone from
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah, that's the thing with like food and drink stuff in general. It's like either it's there for like a couple of years and then it's gone, or it's like it sticks around for forever. So
But when I think of things that like my top things that I consistently drank as a kid, or even things I don't drink anymore,
hmm
my number five would probably be like Squeeze Its, which I'm
hmm
pretty sure are gone now. We're,
I
no,
think they are.
they've come in that bottle, the stupid little twisty top, and
Yeah, the plastic
I
bottle.
I drank so many like essentially it was like just pure sugar water. That didn't even taste like Kool Aid. It tasted like fucking on Kool Aid water on steroids. It was so fucking
Yeah.
sugary, like the blueberry one or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be. I
hmm
drank. It came in a 6 pack in the little fucking plastic wrap, saran wrap with the little fucking card around it. I remember
hmm
drinking so many of those at home. And it took 10 seconds to drink one
Yeah.
because you just squeeze it in the middle, just like
Oh, you
this,
do like one gulp and you're fucking done.
and you're done, and just pure sugar into your veins. So, I would say squeeze its
Okay.
or my number five things. Something honestly, I think something I missed too. So, if I can get those back, I would. Yeah, I don't think they make them anymore.
Yeah, Squeezes are dope,
Squeeze
dude.
Its, man. What's your number five?
My number five is a lot of stuff that I would get with my grandma a lot because I just think that overall, when I think back on like stuff that I drank as a kid, a lot of the times it was like stuff that my grandma would buy me. Number one thing that like she introduced me to, and like I still love it to this day, and it was what made me have the idea that glass bottles are superior to anything else. Which is, she used to buy me like the 6 packs of the orange crush and like the big glass bottles. Used to like down, but that has the same problem as Squeeze It's, where it's like 2 gulps and the shit's gone, but it tastes so
Mm.
good. But yeah, the orange crush in the glass bottle, that like 6 pack that you could get, and that was the first thing where it's like before you got beer, that was like I was popping the top off and like keeping the bottle tops. I was like, fuck yeah,
I
love it.
never I never really had glass stuff until recently.
Oh really? Oh, I
Like
loved glass
even when
stuff when I
even,
was a kid.
I think I mentioned on the podcast I didn't have glass cokes until like 6 months ago.
Mm.
Like ever, I just never did it. I didn't see a
Yeah,
point in it.
not
Um,
the Spanish Coke. Mm.
Not until
That's
recently.
that Spanish Coke is good.
Just not until 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Um, my number four favorite drink from childhood
tell me.
are it's high C fruit punch.
Okay,
I drank these. I think these are 12 packs, I believe. I drank
little boxes.
these. Yeah, the little square boxes. I
Yeah,
drank these so fucking much,
yeah.
and take a little straw out, fucking pop that shit in, but
Mm-hmm.
and I would just soak that shit up. And then I learned when my friends did this as a kid, and I started doing it every single time. If I was
Mm-hmm.
outside playing or whatever with my friends, I would take sip of my fucking thing, get all the way done, and I would blow it up full of air, put it on the ground, and I would step on it, like stomp on it, and it was like a fucking
Oh
popper.
fuck! I remember that. I
Became
did
like
the same shit, but with Capri Suns though.
oh, dude, no way. Not
Did
even
that shit
can't
all the time
you
with
can't
Capri
even
Suns.
compare the level of fucking intensity of a high C stomp to a fucking Capri Sun stomp, bro. No
Oh no, dude!
way.
I got some fucking firecrackers out there. You know what I'm saying? Got some good
Nah,
heat
man.
action. Really get some power behind it.
I mean, look, high C's are so good, and they still make them, so I can get them now.
They do.
I remember I had one a couple years back because my sister is younger than me, so my parents got them for. Because when I was a teenager, my sister was 11 years younger than me, so
Mm-hmm.
even when I was still in high school, they would be buying her like shit that I had when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, I'll come home from work from school one day, or even when I was out of college, or whatever, and she's still younger than me. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I get off of work one day, I come home, I'm living at home still. I
Yeah.
walk into the kitchen, I see a box full of Gushers, and I'm like, I mean, there's only like 6 Gushers in there,
Oh,
so I gotta take half of those Gushers, you know,
gotta.
or like it'd be a box of like zebra cakes, and I'm like,
Oh,
you can't leave these here. I'm gonna eat
oh
all
my
these fucking zebra
god.
cakes.
You can't even
Um,
start me with the zebra cakes. I'll finish a whole box in less than an hour.
I
Oh my god.
literally, I literally bought a box yesterday at fucking Food Lion, and I'm
Oh,
going to eat it all in one sitting
you have to.
because I'm a piece of shit.
There's no reason not to. They're so
Uh,
easy to eat.
they are. I prefer zebra sticks though.
I do notice that they have like the zebra ho
They
hos.
taste better.
Yeah.
So my number four is High C Flash and Fruit Punch.
Okay. Okay.
What's
Okay.
your number four?
My number four is my favorite type of cola. And it's something where it's like I don't know, it just has a nostalgic taste, and I just like it better than like Coke and Pepsi and all that other stuff, which is RC Cola. Uh, love
Royal
RC Cola.
Crown or whatever the fuck it stands for.
I think something like that, some weird shit like that. I always thought it's standard for like Regal Cola or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, Royal Crown Cola.
Okay, it was great though. I love it. I love the taste of it. RC Cola, great
Why the
stuff.
fuck did you ever drink that? This is like a southern ass drink.
I don't know. I don't know why I had this in Indiana, but I definitely remember my grandma used to buy the RC Cola for me all the time.
Like, I remember. No, obviously Coke's also the RC Cole's from Georgia. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure all three big soda brands are
I'm pretty sure
originally
Coke
from
is like from
Georgia.
South. Is it? Oh yeah, no, yeah, because Coke has the museum in.
Atlanta, yeah. I'm pretty sure Pepsi's also from Georgia. Let me pull it up real quick. Pepsi.
That I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember where Pepsi's from originally. They're all southern though. I know that. Um, Pepsi's from North Carolina.
Okay,
So
that
like
makes
all
sense.
three big brands are originally from the South, and I get that, right? But
Yeah.
remember when I was growing up, and I was living in Japan at the time because I was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And they had RC there. I don't know how or why.
Yeah.
One of my friends was like, "Hey, you want some soda?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm at his house, we're hanging out watching Dragon Ball Z or some shit,
No.
and he gives me a can of RC cola.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like this, like looking at it, being like, "What kind of fucking cheap bullshit is
How
this?"
dare you disrespect the name of RC Cola
I'm
by
like,
calling it
what
cheap?
kind of off? Because on base, right? There's an American like military brand soda called
Right.
like Stars and Stripes or some
Yeah.
shit like that, right? Like
That's like
great,
Sam's Cola
like
shit. Yeah.
Sam's Cola, Great Value Cola.
Yeah.
And it tastes fine, but like I remember being like, what off brown poor motherfucker couldn't afford a 12 pack of Coke? You
Mm.
gotta give me a fucking RC? I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm.
But I remember like I had RC like not even 2 weeks ago because it's such a unique. It's like
Yeah.
in between Coke and Pepsi in terms of
It.
sweetness.
Yeah. I think it does a really good job of mixing the best parts of both into something that's I think enjoyable than both of them
Oh,
ultimately. So.
I won't say that RC is better than Coke or better than Pepsi. I will say that it's different. Because
Mm.
my favorite soda is Dr Pep.
Oh, you DP man.
I'm a
Okay.
DP guy, all day. And
Yeah.
if I can't get DP, I'm getting Pib.
Right. Yeah.
I think
No
honestly,
Dr. Thunder for you?
I love Dr Thunder.
Yeah.
Essentially, I like the same kind of soda. I like people,
Yeah.
and I don't get it. People think that this tastes like or like medicine.
I think it tastes minty for sure when I drink it.
I don't get it.
I don't know
Literally,
why.
I don't understand. I've been drinking.
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
It has that
Uh,
taste for me. I don't know why, but it tastes like minty or something like that
I will
almost.
say this: a regional soda that I think that is purely regional now, like purely still regional. That I don't think like if I went to California, maybe they would never heard of this or whatever. But
Hmm.
like, and you know this because you lived here long enough too.
Mm.
The cheer wine
Oh yeah,
is so good.
South
Cheer
Carolinians
cheer
love
wine
their
is
fucking cheer
so
wine.
good,
Yeah.
and to me that's like the hidden gem of the
I
South.
actually
So,
don't. I don't think I've ever had cheer wine.
dude, you gotta get some, man. We probably can't now because you're in Florida, but fuck you. But
Oh yeah, that's
it's
true.
cheer wine is good.
That's South Carolina as fuck right there. Is fucking cheer wine.
My number three is the Capri Sun. I mean, no one got to talk about it. Capri Sun
Capri Sun's the best. I'm
pouch.
pretty sure mine actually is Capri Sun too. It
It is
is. So
Capri
yeah,
Sun.
Capri
I
Sun.
can honestly, and I'm not sure if I thought about this, maybe I would change my rating.
Mm.
But what do you think, Capri Sun or like Kool Aid Jammer?
Mm. I think I'm a Capri Sun man. I think I gotta go for the classics.
Capri Sun. What about Tang?
Oh fuck, dude, Tang is the fucking
Tang
shit.
in a pouch.
Ooh, Tang was the shit. I think I definitely probably
Because
picked Tang.
what Tang would do when we were kids was Tang would give you a commercial of a chimpanzee skateboarding,
It was an orangutan, wasn't it?
orangutan skateboarding. You're like,
Oh,
man,
it's the
I gotta get
best.
some Tang, dude.
I was just like, oh, if I drink
Because
Tang, I'll get an orangutan.
Capri Sun commercials were about here's some like
Here's
cartoon
some
skateboarder
fucking.
like
Well,
you
that
know
was. I remember. I feel like there was one commercial. It was like the fucking Sunny D went like fucking Super Saiyan or some shit like that. And it was like bursting out
right.
of the fridge or some shit. Yeah.
So we both have Capri Suns. What's your number two?
My number two, the old standby, the classic Nesquik chocolate milk. Ooh,
Ugh,
ooh,
so gross.
fuck you. Chocolate milk is the shit.
I
Love
hate
chocolate milk.
I hate milk and I hate chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk is the fucking shit, dude. Combines the best of both
No,
worlds.
dude.
Fucking chocolate with milk. Oh my god,
I
nothing
hate
like nothing else.
milk. I hate chocolate milk. I hate strawberry milk. I hate the idea of watching someone take a spoon and put it in powder and dumping it in milk and then stirring it. What I hate even more than
I
that,
actually almost never used to use the power that much.
don't
We
tell
would
me
buy the actual syrup. We would do the syrup and then stir in the syrup.
it's so fucking gross.
Stir that shit in there like
It's
that. Get you some chocolate milk, baby. Woo-wee.
so nasty, dude. It's
Oh,
so gross.
tasted
Chocolate
so good.
milk is so nasty.
Oh, it tasted so good.
Like
Oh,
the only chocolate milk thing I'll drink, which is not even chocolate milk, it's chocolate drink,
oh, YooHoo.
is a Yoo-hoo. That's it. But
Lame,
even Yoo-hoos are nasty.
lame.
Uh,
YooHoos are like chocolate water.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Which is gross.
My number two is a discontinued drink that I've talked about multiple times on this podcast. It is a Pepsi drink from my youth called Pepsi Blue.
Yes.
Pepsi Blue is a great drink. I miss it very much. And if I could buy it right now on eBay and it would still be carbonated and not shitty, I would. Let's see if I can right now. I'm on eBay. Pepsi Blue.
I bet you could buy it. I bet you it would not be carbonated.
Pepsi Blue limited edition rare soda pop can, hard to find. Pepsi Blue Berry Cola Fusion can, never filled with product, extremely rare. I want the fucking...
Let's say it was never filled with
Yeah.
product.
Here's one. Pepsi Blue Berry Cola Fusion 2-liter rare vintage bottle, NOS, $120 or best offer.
Mm.
I mean, that sounds like a steal.
Eh,
Pepsi Blue, what the fuck is this, dude?
I would keep looking.
Pepsi Tropical Chill. What the fuck is that?
What the?
I've
Huh?
never even heard that before. Pepsi
Is it like
Tropical-
pineapple?
I don't know. Here, look at this link. I'll send you the eBay posting. I've never even heard this before. Pepsi Tropical Chill.
Tropical chill.
Maybe it's like a European or Asian,
Interesting.
like not an American one.
Huh. Yeah, it's like pineapple and fucking oranges. Weird. I saw some shit where it's like Mountain Dew came out with some shit like that, where Mountain Dew had like a pineapple or something like that.
Mmm.
Maui Burst. Here it is. Hold on. I saw that they had this.
Let's see this. Which one is it?
The should be the first picture.
Oh, okay, hold on.
I saw somebody post this, and I was like, eh. It's just basically like Mountain Dew pineapple, which is like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, that's gross.
It could be really good, but it could be really
Looks like
bad.
a fucking energy drink.
It does look like it. Well, Mountain Dew has energy drinks now. They got the.
This Pepsi is from I think Europe, I think, or something like that.
Mm.
Pulling it up. I don't know. Maybe it's American. I don't know. Either way. Zach,
Very
what is
interesting.
your number one most reminiscent drink from your childhood?
My number one, like I said, a lot of these have to do with my grandma. Every time my grandma would pick me up from school or anything like that, we'd always go to Burger King, get some fucking frozen Cokes.
I have
Fucking
no
shit.
idea what this is.
It's basically an icy that's Coke, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Like the same thing you get from a gas station?
Yeah, like a slushy from a gas station, but it's Coke, and it's great. Love it, absolutely love it.
I have a problem with ices because I like them a lot, but I feel like they're always halfway into the duration of me enjoying it, it just becomes water, or it becomes like a juice.
Yeah, but I think the best part about this is that when it happens with this, it just becomes Coke.
But like flat.
But it's not flat.
I feel like it would still be flat.
No, it's fine.
I can't do flat soda.
Eh,
You can drink flat soda?
I mean, I drink them all the time.
That's
Frozen Coke is great.
like if
Fantastic.
So if you're walking home like from your car, you have a lot of stuff in your hands.
Yeah.
Oh no, and you have a bottle in your fingers.
Mhm.
But you drop the bottle and it hits the ground. You hear the, and you'll still drink that.
Well, that'd chuck it all up. We got the
Yeah.
fizz going.
You'll still drink
Yeah.
that though.
I mean,
Even though it's flat.
I mean, I paid for it, didn't I?
This is why I guarantee, Zach, if I went to another person who liked roller coasters, they would give me the exact same response you just did. A communist response.
First of all, that's not communist. That's capitalist as hell.
No, that's this. I bought it, so I might as well drink it. Fuck.
I bought it, so I'm going to drink
I'll
it.
buy a new one. I'll just buy a new one.
No. Not wasteful with my money over here.
All right. Well, we'll
What is your number one drink then, Jason?
My number one is Sunny Delight, otherwise known as Sunny D,
Sunny
aka
D,
orange drink, not juice. It's
that
drink.
orange drink.
This is a drink that I drink all the time,
Mm-hmm.
in various forms, and I really love it. I haven't had it in a long time, and I think it's because it's terrible for me. And I feel like when I drink it, I realize that, and I think it's like gonna give me cancer.
It's possible.
Because it almost looks like it's a little too neon, like it's a little too bright. But something
Mm-hmm.
about it's really good. And it's something that I remember. I never really drank it like on all the commercials. Always say like, "Hey, drink it on Saturday morning." I never did that. I always
Mm.
drank it at like just whenever I fucking wanted to.
Right.
Because I guess in reality, my number one would have been, if I consider this a drink, it would just be Kool Aid. It was a big Kool Aid house.
Kool-Aid
My
was a big thing, yeah.
my dad. I'm not sure if it was like white people or like or what, but like my dad had Kool Aid in the fridge on like water, like a standby.
Yeah,
Always had.
we had either Kool-Aid or my mom always had the Minute Maid lemonade from like the frozen
Mm,
cans, and they
mm,
like we had the whole thing
yeah.
where it was like specifically made to like crush up
Yep.
like the frozen shit to like make
Yep.
the lemonade. So it was like either that or Kool-Aid was like
Dude,
always
I
in the fridge.
haven't done a fucking lemonade fucking frozen thing in a long time.
I don't even think they still make them anymore.
I actually have two huge things of Kool Aid in my pantry. I've made it twice. Like I fruit punch Kool Aid, the blue Kool Aid,
Yeah.
standard operating procedure
The
for the
grape Kool-Aid, obviously.
grape Kool Aid's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but my number one's Sunny D. But
Okay.
if I considered, if I it really should be Kool Aid, but it's fine. It's probably Sunny D's fine. So that's our list
That is our list.
of top five children drinks from our childhood.
Yes.
That's the podcast, guys.
Oh, that's it, guys.
That's it. We're actually coming in half hour shorter than usual.
Oh my
I
God.
like how we have the most news this week, and we're the shortest podcast we've done in weeks.
Yeah.
Because on the other podcasts we have done so much more shit during the
Yeah.
week, so we have like one news thing or no news, and we just fucking ramble
We
on.
just ramble and talk, dude.
So, thanks guys for listening. We'll see y'all back next week. You are
Yes.
licensed to view. Zach, do you have an idea for topic at all while we're here still
Um,
recording?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
All right. Yeah. We'll
All right,
figure something
guys,
out.
we'll see y'all back next week on the podcast.
See you guys.